Okay, hi everybody. So we have this expression called "there's no free lunch," or "there's no such thing as a free lunch." Okay, and what it really means is that there's a cost for everything, and that's true. It really is true. So when I was growing up, uh, they had this program that so that if your family didn't have enough money to buy lunch at school, the school system would provide it free, so everybody ate, right? So that's called free lunch. But really, it was not free. The community paid for it with taxes. There's nothing free, right? So let's say, for example, and that this is where this expression came from. Uh, Bars, used to uh, offer like free pretzels and free hot wings and stuff like that. And they would even offer free lunch. And that when they gave people, and this is back when any kind of little thing was lunch, right? Just a small little sandwich or something. They would say free lunch with the cost of one drink. So they would just increase the cost of the drinks. A bar I go to every now and then has free music, but it really kind of isn't free because the drinks are not cheap. Uh, I still think it's a pretty good deal, but you know, there's nothing that's free, and it's not only used in the case of food and alcohol. It's government programs, right? So let's say if they have some kind of a program to build a highway, right? And then your taxes go up later, right? Great, we got this new highway, but you're going to see it in your electric bill. Or let's say in the case of energy, right? Oh, let's use all of this energy from the sun, right? We're just wasting all of this. But then now they've got to get all of these rare earth minerals and buy them and use these up, and um, you know they have to use energy to get these rare earth minerals to make these solar panels to to get the energy from the free energy from the sun. But really it isn't free. And neither is wind energy, because they have to you know make these things out of steel, right? And steel requires energy to mine the steel and process the steel and make it into this steel structure. And then a truck takes the structure out to the hillside, puts it on the hillside, and then it kills all of the birds, right? So there's no free lunch. There's no free lunch, right? We use the expression free lunch as a metaphor to mean there's no there's nothing that comes without a cost. So even like let's say they have these like talking about ophthalmology, all right? They have these multifocal lenses that you can put in your eye, and those will give a clear, far away distance and near distance vision, but it doesn't allow light in, as much light in. So, and there's like these halo stars at halos around the light sources at night. So there's nothing. Here's another example. There's like a consequence to everything, or a price for everything. So you go out drinking, right? You wake up the next day, you're tired, you waste half of the day laying in bed, and you feel tired and bad. So there's no free lunch ever for anything, right? And that's kind of like for every action there's an equal but opposite reaction. You know, really these videos that you're watching right now are free, but they're not free because you're paying with your attention, and you know, maybe YouTube might want to advertise to you or something like that. So, um, but anyway, so let's just, I got a few little things set out here for you. No free lunch equals there's a cost for everything, even though the cost may be hidden, like a tax, right? Or like the fact that they gave you a salty snack at the bar, you know, and that made you drink way more beer, right? There's a consequence to everything. So if you drink too much or if you stay out too late, you you know, there's a risk or there's a consequence for everything. Okay, it's used in many different situations. Okay, so let's go to this guy's talking about politics.
Answers, there's no free lunch.
Okay, there's no good answers. There's no free lunch means when they talk about these policies and changes that they're going to make, every single thing has a consequence. Every single thing.
There's no free lunch. Okay? Everybody get the pictures and look what this bit. What are...
No free lunch, right?
Let's thank.
So we kept our values and kept it only in a business and realized there's no free lunch. We kept on working.
And they're talking about, I have no idea what they're talking about. Means they're not talking about food. They're not talking about bars. They're not talking about free lunch at school. They're talking about whatever. You know, it could be anything.
There is no free lunch, unfortunately. One of the limitations with tail sitters is that they're susceptible to disturbances, such as wind gusts.
Okay, so means that flying thing that he had some problems. Okay, there's no free lunch and there's no free energy. This is what I was talking about.
There's no free lunch, and there's no free energy. And that very much includes the highly expensive energy from the sun and the wind.
Right, that's what I was saying. Okay. So there's no free lunch. So we think, well, nuclear energy, man, it just makes so much energy and it's clean. But then they got to figure out what to do with the waste, right? And they still haven't quite figured it out yet. They're getting better though. I think it might be something good for the future. Okay, I will talk to you on the next idiom.